Today I'm going to walk you through 7 steps for you to succeed throughout your MPH program, or better known as the Master of Public Health program. It's really important that you're setting yourself up ahead of time to really make the best success that you can throughout your program. It's a quick program, just 2 years, so just make sure that you are doing your best from the start to get ahead and do your best. This video is going to be for someone that is starting off in their Masters of Public Health program, as well as any other students that are in their Masters of Public Health program. And it's really going to be focused on tips to really give you actionable advice to better yourself throughout your MPH program. So number 1 is to make a plan. As we know, if you don't have a plan, then any direction, any wind is going to take you anywhere. It's important to have a plan because you're going to have a direction. And from that direction, you can pivot and change, but without that plan, you're just going to be wayward, especially in the public health field. So it's important that you set yourself and have a plan. And when I say have a plan, that means that you're focusing on what goals and things you're trying to achieve, not only in this semester, but in the other semesters. And this is not only related to academics. This could be around community and your health and well-being. This can be about professional development and making networking connections, as well as this can just be about how do you build the skill sets that are important. And that's one thing that I want you to focus on when you're making this plan, is think about what is the desired outcome that I'm trying to get from my Master's of Public Health program, and work backwards from that. Think about what skill sets do I need to really attain and be the best in this situation. And when you're thinking about skill sets and you're not really sure what you got to do, you can go on LinkedIn and you can reach out to professionals, whether that's professors or alumni or just people in your network or at your school that are able to help you think through all these things in public health. As we know, public health is vast, so really niching down and thinking about things will give you a better way to focus yourself throughout your program and really help you to center the experiences and the skill sets that are going to set you apart from everyone else, so you can succeed not only throughout your program, but afterwards, whether that's getting a job or going to grad school again to get a PhD or a DRPH or anything like that. The next thing that you want to focus on is preparing and executing. Everything in your public health program is going to be about how much you are prepared and how much you are willing to execute on the preparation that you have done to really achieve everything that you are setting out about. 4 main things I want you to focus on here are really studying ahead, being on time, reading before classes, and doing all your assignments. These are simple things and things that everyone can do to ensure that you are setting yourself up for success in your program from that first day in your first semester, and making sure that you are going to do great. So studying ahead, making sure that you're reading the syllabus and seeing what is coming up so that you can be prepared in classroom, not only to understand what the topics are, but you can ask questions that develop your knowledge and make you understand and grasp the subject area and the topic area just a little bit better. The great thing about being on time is that it's something that you can control a lot better than your grades and outcomes of classrooms, but showing up for yourself and showing up and letting people know that you are on time and that you are prepared for the class or the assignment or the group work that you're going to do is just so important and will really set you up for success. So be on time. Make sure that you're setting yourself up to be on time. If you know you're going to be late, set the time a little bit earlier so that your brain is psychologically tricked into getting there at an earlier time than you traditionally would. Read before class. Just like studying ahead, it's assuring that you are coming to class with all the things prepared and ready to go. As I said earlier, the MPH program is a short 2-year program. Yes, I said short. It is going to go by very quickly, so it's really important that you take all the steps that you can while you are there to do your best. So studying ahead and being prepared for the classroom conversations and assignments are just very, very important. And last but not least is doing your assignments. So this goes along with step 1, where you're having a plan. You're planning out how you're going to do the work that you're going to do throughout your master's program. Whether this is saying that I'm going to do all my assignments on Tuesday or try to finish all of them on Tuesday at least, because we know it can be overbearing sometimes in a master's program. And that's why you have a plan, so that you can think about what days or what times throughout the days are best for you depending on your situation. You might be working part-time, working full-time, and doing your MPH program. So really think about what is best for you and just make sure that you're getting your assignments done. This is the easy way that you can show your professor that you are taking accountability for this class and doing your best. That's the first step in showing your professor that you are an able student, and that is something that's going to help you whether you want to get a letter of recommendation or maybe it's just like a connection to someone else. They will say, this is a diligent student. Yes, I will recommend them, or I'll connect them to this person in my network. So be sure that you're thinking about all these things. Number 3 is make connections. This is something that's so undervalued in your Masters of Public Health program. It is short, but it is somewhere that you're going to be connected with a lot of people who are really interested in a lot of things that you are interested in, as well as things that are new and exciting to you in public health, and you can learn from them. So make sure that you're making connections with your peers, your professors, your TAs, alumni, everyone like that. Try to reach out to people to get some mentorship and better understanding of the field. Do informational interviews so that you're able to better understand what people's role are and what their day-to-day life is like, so that you can actually see what you want to do in your future, as well as understand what kind of skills and things that these people use on a daily basis. And a great way to make connections is doing group work for assignments. I know a lot of the time during my Master's of Public Health program, I made sure that I was collaborating with the members of my class, my peers, to make sure that we're doing group work together, whether that's studying or just doing assignments. It was really helpful to have a lot of people in a room and really thinking about difficult subjects, especially when it came to finance and things that I didn't have experience with. I really leaned on my classmates and was able to do well in my classes. So make sure that you're not only doing the work, but building these connections and doing group work, because I think that's a really valuable way for you to build connections. And also, if you have the opportunity to do different professional development series or go to conferences, I highly recommend that you do that, because it will expose you to new ideas in public health, new things that you may not have thought about that were really going to help you set yourself apart and ask the questions that you didn't even know existed before. So make those connections and make sure they're worthwhile ones, that you're continually building that relationship with that person. So number 4 is taking good notes. And when I say taking good notes, this is not only for notes in classrooms, but when you're in your master's program, you're going to be doing a lot of different research projects. It's important that you have citation machines that are able to help you with citing all the great articles and public health reviews that you're going to do and learn about, because I think this is something that is very challenging if you're not used to it. So one thing that I highly recommend you do is to get a citation machine. That could be Zotero or EndNote or Mendeley, any of these programs. Learn it very well so that you're able to lessen the burden of putting citations into your papers, because this is going to be a big burden and it's something that's important for you to develop in your professional learning. And when I also say take notes, like for me, I knew in my public health program, it was impediment that I learned as much as I could. So I took every chance that I could to sit in front of the classroom and be really intentional in my learning and my conversations and questions that I would have with the professor, so that I was best understanding the topic and the subjects. And especially when I didn't understand something or it was really hard for me to digest, I would take notes. I would go to my professors after the class or during office hours and really try to understand and wrap my brain around these complex topics and new knowledge that you're going to learn during your public health program. So taking notes, I think, is the best way, and it's not only good just to take notes, but you have to review those notes. And I think going back to the plan that you're setting aside, whether you're reviewing your notes daily or every other day, but just glimpsing over the information is really something that's going to solidify it and get that knowledge not only into your short-term memory, but also into your long-term memory. So it's really important that you're not only writing notes down, but you're rereading them and regurgitating it so the information is staying in your head. Number 5 is going to be pursue professional development opportunities. Sometimes people in public health programs and graduate programs in general get bogged down with all the academic things that they're doing, and they forget about the importance of the professional development. Understanding how you fit into this world, not only in the academic sense, but in a professional sense, because I'm guessing if you're doing a Master's of Public Health program, the chances are you are going to be someone that is going to go into the workforce. So why not take the time now, when you have your school and you have resources at your fingertips, to really develop yourself professionally. So this could be going to different professional development series that your school is hosting. This could be going to conferences, or even taking part in different activities that are going on around campus. This could be something like a case competition, which I think is a great thing for you to get involved in. It really tests your knowledge, and you really been able to synthesize and then present on information in really smart ways that are highlighting important topics in public health that people in the field are dealing with. So if you're able to take grasp of any professional development opportunity that's out there, I think it's going to really pay off for you in the future. And I think this is something that a lot of public health programs do not do the best at. And if you'd like to join my Discord channel, Community Health and Wellness, at thephmillennial.com/join, and you can find out great ways to meet new people in public health, ask your questions that you mightn't be so brave to ask in class or other settings. We're are there, we are a community that's very helpful, so be sure to check that out as well. And when I talk about pursuing professional development opportunities, I'm also talking about developing your resume, developing your CV, knowing how to write a cover letter so that you're really attuning yourself to what is going on. I would even say try to apply to a couple jobs. Even if you don't hear back from them, that's good practice and you understand the process a little better. And I think even with that, if you get interviews, interview practice is one of the things that I think a lot of people are nervous and anxious about. So the more that you can do it, the more comfortable you're going to be in the situation. So take those chances and really develop yourself, and they might have other resources at your school or throughout your program to really help you better understand how to develop all these different essential tools for you as a public health student and later public health professional. Number 6 is I really want you to focus on gaining additional skills. Yes, you're going to be learning a lot throughout your MPH program, and that's important, but gain other skills, whether that's leadership, whether that's public speaking. These two skills are two intangible skills that you might not be able to gain the most of throughout your academic side of your program, but they're always associations or different opportunities that you can get involved in to really develop these skills, because if you develop this as a young public health professional or student, it's really going to set you apart from most people because they are not thinking about these additional skills to really gain, especially public speaking and leadership, which are two essential skills if you want to take your public health career and make it successful. And then on that side, be curious. Don't only accept what the program is offering you. If you look into job descriptions and reach out to people and hear about different skills or different programs that they know about and you think will be valuable to you and make you a better asset to your future employer, gain those skills, whether that's through LinkedIn Learning, which is usually free through your school, or Coursera. There's so many different platforms out there to give you the knowledge and the skills. The onus is really on you to take the action and not only sign up for the course, but complete it, write down notes, and really internalize the information. And the best way to do that is to take the skill that you learned and apply it in a real life situation. Think outside the box, because public health is getting a lot saturated. So really, if you want to set yourself apart, you want to do the things to gain additional skills and skill sets outside of the traditional ones that everyone is getting throughout their MPH program. And number 7, this is last but not least, you better relax and enjoy. This is a quick program. 2 years might sound like a long time, but I know for me it flew by, and I'm so grateful that I took the time to meet with my peers, to take on social opportunities and just go out and enjoy myself and join intramural teams or just do things that had nothing to do with public health, but just had to do with building community and refreshing myself and restoring myself. Especially now during the pandemic, we've seen just how burnt out public health professionals are, and I think to that point it is because we are so focused on serving the community, but we forget that we have to fill our own cups so that we can show up as best. This is a great habit and skill to build as a public health student as you enter this workforce, to really know what you have to do and what self-care routines you have to put in place to ensure that you are your best self so that you can do the great work to really move forward public health and make the systems change and equitable differences that we need to really improve the population health. So I really want you to focus on having a social life, on relaxing, on taking time to think outside of your MPH program, and I think you are going to really enjoy that. Those were 7 things I really need you to focus on if you want to succeed throughout your MPH program. This is great advice for current public health students or public health students that are going to start their MPH program. You can even take away from this if you're in your bachelor's program or doctor of public health program. So I really hope that you take some advice from this video and focus on how you can best succeed throughout this program, not only academically, but personally and professionally. If you action on just a few of these, you're going to be a lot more successful, but you really have to take the energy and have the mindset to say, these are the things that I need to do to achieve and become the person that I want to become in the future and get the careers that I want to get in the future. So really think about how you can approach this semester with the best foot forward so that you're achieving your best and succeeding throughout your MPH program. It's 2 years, it's a short program. Enjoy it, but really put your best forward to make the best of it. I hope this was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast if you have not as yet. Subscribe to me on YouTube. Leave a like, leave a comment. If there's anything else that you'd like me to dive into, be sure to follow me on Instagram at the PH Millennial and send me a DM so that I can answer your question and that I can give you the information that you need to really succeed. Peace.